The Los Angeles Stars, with a win coupled with a San Francisco loss, would clinch a spot into the playoffs today. And now healthy Bobby Hebert would guide the Buffaloes into a touchdown on their first drive of the game. And the big play receiver throughout was Willie Davis. This leaping grab put him in the red zone. Then on a goal to go, Christian Okoye is in for his 14th touchdown of the year. But he wouldn't be outdone by Henry Ellard. This grab gives him 16 touchdowns on the season, and we are tied at 7. This explosive offense is unbeatable when you get big plays out of the defense like this. A fumble return by DJ Johnson for a touchdown to give the Stars the early lead. Okoye did his part to keep the Buffaloes in the ballgame. This big run would set up points for Denver, courtesy of a field goal out of Foul Brevitz, who's been very efficient this year, 18 for 26 on field goals this season. Bobby Humphrey's been very efficient running the ball for them, but Sims would end the drive with a quarterback sack of Lawrence Taylor. A battle of field goals late in the first half. It's Treadwell's turn, 17-10 LA. Next Sims drive, he'd yet again find the best receiver on the field today, Henry Ellard. He scored the last time but was caught and dropped just short this time. Treadwell splits the uprights yet again. 2-score Stars lead. That's seemingly an insurmountable lead considering how explosive they are, but Bobby Hebert did his part. The underdog Buffaloes, with a quarterback that's been hot and cold this season, guiding a promising drive, but he throws one into traffic, and Neon Sanders picks him off. And that was the last big play that the Stars needed to all but secure a win right here. Sims leads another touchdown drive for Los Angeles, and Henry Ellard, go figure, was at the receiving end of another big Sims score. And just to put the icing on the cake, Sims would lead another scoring drive. A brilliant season for him. Nearly 4,000 yards already, 34 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. He's been so good for the Stars all season. And it's Bobby Humphrey that caps off the drive with points. LA in a rout over the Buffaloes, 44-24.
Seattle Storm and the Boise Colts on tap for you today. Randall Cunningham and the Storm starting this one off as Randall calls his own number up the right sideline, cuts to the middle of the field with a huge first down right around the 40-yard line. Kirby looks like he's going to get caught in the backfield here. He breaks a few tackles, and he gets the first down and more as he gets all the way down to the 15-yard line, to the 14, before he is brought down. Randall Cunningham looking deep down the field. He's got Green on a curl. He cuts up Eric Green, touchdown. First score of the day, 7-0 Seattle. On the next drive, handoff to White. He starts right and cuts left down to the 40-yard line. A big first down run. Randall Cunningham calls his own number this time, walking the tightrope on the sideline for another first down. Cunningham on the next play, deep down the field to Green. He catches it in the back of the end zone. His second of the day, 14-0. Quick scores for Seattle. Cunningham out of the backfield, throw to White. He will make the catch and another first down. Cunningham's really dealing for this team now. Deep down the field, finds Baker on the curl for a just short of a first down. They will set up for a field goal, but they're still up 17-0. Randall Cunningham on the next Seattle drive. Deep down the field to Kirby. They lost him out of the backfield. He will get down to the 25-yard line. Cunningham really dealing in this one. He goes deep down the field to Green. He makes the catch. Touchdown. Randall Cunningham, his third of the day. 24-0 Seattle. We finally get some Boise offense in this play. Hostetler deep down the field to Moore. He makes a diving catch for a big first down. They then hand off to Warren. He confuses the whole defense, including myself, if I'm being honest. He gets in the end zone, stops the bleeding for Boise. They get their first score. 24-7 is your new score. Randall Cunningham on the next play action, calls his own number. He's got guys open. He doesn't care. He's going to get right to the 1-yard line, and Kirby is going to punch that one in. 31-7. It's been all Seattle thus far. We're going deep down the field to Moore for Boise here, the only guy getting open for this offense. He will get in the end zone, making the score a little more respectable, 31-14. Randall Cunningham calls his own number again. He will get the first down, and Moore gets down to the 40-yard line. Cunningham for Seattle again, deep down the field, throws across his body. They tell you not to do that, but when you get results like this, you understand why. Stephen Baker, the touchdown maker, getting in the end zone. It's been the Randall Cunningham show all day today, and Seattle cruises 45-21.
In the previous game, Boise lost. Portland wins this game. They're in full possession of first place as they'll play against San Francisco. A bunch of players just came back. Mark Logan, Gerald McNeil, and James Jett. Big weapons for both of these teams. We'll start off with a punt to Tom Waddle, and the ball is on the ground. He gets hit. It's a fumble. James Jett with the recovery. He just came back from injury. He just got a touchdown in the first few minutes of the game. Next drive, James Jett would catch this pass from Don the Magic Man Mikowski inside the 9-yard line, and Robert Del Pino would scamper in for the touchdown. Portland is down 2 possessions. They don't want to be here, but the best thing for Aikman to do is give it to his favorite receiver, Ernest Givens, all the Givens he could get. But Troy Aikman makes a mistake as he's intercepted by Greg Jackson, but San Francisco would give the ball right back as Mikowski would throw an interception to Washington to the 29-yard line, and this would allow Troy Aikman to play action, roll out bootleg, throw it over the middle to Ernest Givens, all the Givens he could get, and Mark Logan, who just came back from injury, scampers for the touchdown. The Sharks are in a place where they don't want to be. Shovel to Meggett, and it's a safety, and this would allow Troy Aikman to throw to his old Cowboys teammate, Alvin Harper, and then to Ernest Givens. All the Givens he could get. He's up for a big game. He's definitely going to go to the Pro Bowl this year. Down 2 points. Mikowski, 2 passes to Jett. Jett would jet up and catch that ball, but after the drive stalls, Gary Anderson would knock in the field goal at 17-16. Aikman again to his favorite receiver, already in Sharks territory, Ernest Givens with his 2nd touchdown of the game. Even more for Portland, as Aikman would throw to Alvin Harper. He never played like this when he played for Dallas. He could be an MVP candidate, and then the Murray field goal would be good, 26-17. If we show a punt or a special teams play, usually it's a big play or a gaff. Guess you could say that a gaff is a big play too. McNeil, who came back from injury, he's tackled. It's a fumble. Harvey Williams recovers it, and he's rumbling, bumbling, stumbling for the touchdown. 43-20 is the game. Snowhawks are 11-4, first place in their division. Sharks are 8-7, and this causes the Los Angeles Stars to go to the playoffs as division winners. Congratulations to them and their head coach, June Jones. Both the Gamblers and the Wildcats are playing this game for pride as they both have 5 wins on the season. We'll start off with Vegas as Cleveland Gary gets his lone handoff of the game, gets it into Wildcats territory, and then Chris Miller would throw it to Keith Jackson, who seemed to have been running that comeback route. He gets a lot of yards per carry there. And then the handoff would go to Mike Rozier, and Mike Rozier avoids defenders, tight-roping the left sideline, and the Gamblers take a 7-point lead early. Rob Moore had a big game here as Warren Moon would throw it to him. I think he had 3 or 4 touchdowns. They seem to be spamming this play-action rollout bootleg because Rob Moore would be wide open, diving for the touchdown. It's a tied ball game. Chris Miller with no pressure in his face. He throws a tough ball to Ricky Sanders, and he's able to jump and catch it to around the 32, 33 some odd yard line. Pressure in his face, gives it to Ricky Sanders. He dives for the catch, 14-7 in favor of the Gamblers. Warren Moon steps up in the pocket. Another pass to Rob Moore, getting it into Gamblers territory. And then a pass to Mark Boyer, getting it into the red zone. Warren Moon would eventually throw it down the left side on the wheel route to Ruben Mays, who has come in for Harold Green. Next drive for the Gamblers. Keith Jackson fights off a defender. He goes, "Get off me!" And then inside Wildcats territory, Drew Hill would catch this pass from Chris Miller, and the score is 21-14, breaking the tie. Another drive for Las Vegas to Keith Jackson. They're thinking that they're going to go up 2 possessions, but the Wildcats want to try to stop that as Mike Rozier puts the ball on the ground. It's a fumble! And this would lead to Hall of Famer Warren Moon playing for pride down the right side to Rob Moore. And Rob Moore gets the ball inside the red zone, and then Warren Moon would throw it over the middle to Rob Moore. This would equalize the game at 21. With the Wildcats getting the ball back, they're able to add more. Rob Moore again, it seems like I'm a broken record here. And then with the play action rollout bootleg, the forgotten man, Andre Bad Moon Rison, would get it to around the 1, and Ruben Mays would get the touchdown. Chris Miller trying to get more points, trying to equalize this game, throws it to Drew Hill down the right side. Drew Hill gets it to the 1, and Mike Rozier scampers untouched into the end zone. It's 28-28 with the Gamblers getting the ball back. And then the throw down the left side to Ricky Sanders, who had a great game himself. No pressure in his face. Ricky Sanders has another touchdown. It's 35-28. Can the Wildcats do something? I'll tell you, Ruben Mays will try to do something here. He's got 2 touchdowns, but he would get injured, and he would be spelled by Tim Worley. Both of the Wildcats running backs are injured in this game, so they're really going to need Worley. With this play-action rollout bootleg on the wheel route, Worley would get his first catch of the year to the 30-yard line, and then Warren Moon, who is a precision passer, over the middle to Rob Moore. 3rd touchdown of the game. You can celebrate there, Warren Moon, but does the Wildcats defense have anything left in the tank? They're going to try to stop the Gamblers, but they couldn't stop Drew Hill. He's almost over the hill, but he doesn't get there, and then Mike Rozier pounds it in for the touchdown. The Gamblers win 42-35. Gamblers are 6-9. Wildcats are 5-10. 2 struggling teams to round out the late slot, Phoenix and Atlanta. Steve Bono would be da-da-da-da-da-da. He's back, and early in this game, he'd roll out saying da-da-da-da-da-da. I've got you, Tim Brown. Inside the 25-yard line, and Morton Anderson would make the field goal 3-0. First drive for the Fire, Esiason would do a similar play action rollout bootleg. Vance Pants Johnson would be the favorite target for Boomer Esiason in this game, as Woodside would catch the flip to the left. He's got the touchdown. It's a 4-point ball game. Keith Jones would bob and weave around defenders. He would get tackled, balls on the ground. It's a fumble, but Kerry Cash, he's got some cash to the 40-yard line, which would lead to a Morton Anderson field goal again. 2 field goals on the day for Mort. Vance Pants Johnson, he would get a second big play of the game to the 20-yard line, and Keith Woodside would get the flip to the right, fake handoff, and he fooled the defense. He's in there for the touchdown. Next drive for Steve Bono, he's in a place where he doesn't want to be. He gets sacked by Eric Swan in the end zone. It's a safety. 10-point ball game, 16-6. Steve Bono says, da-da-da-da-da-da. I got you, Kerry Cash, and Kerry Cash to the 30-yard line. Next play for Steve Bono, no pressure until now. He'll throw it deep to Tim Brown. Da-da-da-da-da-da. I've got you, Tim Brown. And it's a 3-point ball game. But then Steve Broussard says, no, I'm going to catch the ball in the flats from my quarterback. And then that would lead to a Matt Baer field goal. Back to a 6-point ball game. Next drive for the Fire. Esiason over to Vance Pants Johnson. He's putting on those pants for the team. He's showing them what he's got. And Vance Pants Johnson would be the recipient of this one, but the ball would be intercepted by Martin May. Marion Butts would get the handoff over the middle, and he would get injured. He would be replaced by Albert Bentley, who didn't do much in this one, admittedly. But you know who did a lot in this one? Vance Pants Johnson catching the ball over the middle. They wish they had him doing that all season. Big on offense. More to Vance Pants Johnson, and he gets the touchdown, extending the lead to 13 points. Bentley gets the ball over the middle, getting some of his only yards during the game. Steve Bono says, da-da-da-da-da-da. Keith Jones with a contested catch there, but Hall of Famer Steve Atwater would intercept this one, ending that drive. You'd think they'd be trying to run out the clock in the fourth quarter, but no. Boomer Esiason's trying to turn the page. He's got Stephone Page to the 25-yard line. Keith Woodside scampers in for the touchdown. Fire win 33-13. Fire are 4-11. Phoenix is 5-10.